Hi, welcome. It's Talk Comics to Me time. It's time to get boned in the comic book bone zone. 21. Heather, how'd you feel
Num-
about that?
Number 21. We can drink now. Well, you can.
Yeah, I can, you can't.
I can't. I mean, I could, but probably shouldn't.
Yeah, a road we do not want to go down at all.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, I'm Champ Champenstein.
Heather Hadfield.
I have considerable amount of books this week, way more than Heather does. I don't even know. I mean, I know how it happened, but it's still just like, how did this happen?
I don't know how I managed to get down to like 5 to 7 books a week. Like that's that's pretty crazy to me because I'm still getting like I feel like a lot, but
Yeah.
just when I think back to like getting, 14 to like 20, how it used to be, I don't know why, because I still feel like I'm adding so much to my poll.
Yeah. I mean, we've had a lot of stuff end too, so it's like I think it's been like more of a cycle than before, which is nice. Because it is like I love having a lot of comic books, but it would be nice to just have like a few really great ones that I want to read.
Yeah. I do like the how many like limited series I've been getting
Hmm.
to. Like I think that does help a lot, but whatever.
All
Want me to
right, go.
go?
Yeah, go ahead and start us off with your one book.
Yes, I have one book without Champ, and it is Rogan Gambit. Basically, Rogue's powers have been hacked by the power broker, and he's using her to take down Gambit. But of course, it doesn't work because love prevails, you know. But they do manage to take him down, and
You know.
love conquers all. Um, but they're able to free all the mutants that he had like kidnapped and brainwashed essentially, and then the mutants that he had done that to get their powers back and are able to like take care of him. So when Rogue gets back home, she has this conversation with Destiny where Destiny is like, we all have our parts to play and there's a war coming, and so you got to be ready for it. But they take Manifold, his powers are still hacked, and now Destiny is going to be using him for whatever. So he's not
Okay.
back to normal. He is still possessed, is what I'm going to say, because I don't understand the mechanics of the thing that they're using, because it's essentially like the little thing that was in Thor Ragnarok that they used to like
Oh yeah,
shock
yeah, yeah.
them. It was that, except it was to like use their powers with like a little
Okay.
remote control. So I don't know. I liked it for what it was. It was a lot of fun. The art again in places was like a bit weird. I don't know how I feel about that, but I think overall for like a little Rogan Gambit story, I did enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I also realized part of the reason you don't have as many books is because of this night terrors stuff going on.
Mm. Yes, that does make sense. That's a lot.
Because all of those books are on pause.
Mm-hmm.
So I have all these night terror books. I borrowed the first Night Terrors from work, and then I got the Shazam, the Poison Ivy, and the Batman, and I think I have Detective as well. And then I read all of the ones from like the first week. I have not been able to read the ones from the second week, but basic idea is that Dr. Destiny has been murdered by this new bad guy, Insomnia. And and Destiny has hid this nightmare stone in somebody's dreams or maybe the waking world, who knows? Uh and Insomnia is looking for that nightmare stone. And then each of these like little offshoots, Batman, Poison Ivy, Shazam, Green Lantern, all of those are like the heroes' nightmares that they're encountering. So it's like, I guess it's fun. Like it's not bad. Like it's not bad. It's like a fun idea. Um, yeah, I just wish it August would or August October would have been a cool time to do it.
Yeah, because it is kind of spooky.
And then uh I don't know. It's silly to me to like pause those other books and then do this. It's just like just make it part of the book. Like I don't know. Um but they're fun. It is what it is. I don't think I would really suggest getting them because they're $4.99. At least the ones that I have here, and then the Night Terrors like number one is $3.99, but I don't know.
That is a
Just
lot, and especially because there's like going to be how many issues?
like 44, 45.
My God.
So yeah, it's like you don't have to get all of them, because it is just like each one's like individual stuff that they're encountering. But
Hmm. Still, that's like a lot.
yeah, I guess if you're like trying to really like get into the story, then yeah, I don't know. Fun little thing. I wouldn't suggest getting them all. Maybe just picking and choosing, characters you like, writers you like, stories you're already reading,
Hmm.
because that makes sense to me. So that's it. That's all I got to say about that. I got a few more books to burn through here.
Okay.
Then I have Fishflies. This is a new Jeff Lemire book. This is the first one. It is, I think, 64 pages, something like that. It's a story about a man who commits a crime, becomes infected with, I don't know, like it's like a fly type situation. The
Like the
fly,
fly.
yeah, like the fly type situation, but he doesn't go through like a tubey thing,
Okay.
teleportation tube. And so he turns into one of these fish flies, and a young girl befriends him.
So it's going to be a tearjerker, right?
Yeah, it's just like it feels like crime noir Frankenstein.
Oh, Nor.
Yeah. Yeah, but I know that doesn't make sense, but that's the only like way I can describe it. And it's probably just because of like the young girl befriending this like man who's like bad and then literally turns into a monster.
Okay. I
But
get
then
that.
he didn't mean to do more than he did. He accidentally like shoots a kid.
Well, you know what? In Frankenstein, he accidentally throws the kid into the
I
river.
know,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it happens, you know? You're made to be a monster, so that's what you're going to do.
Thanks.
Just a kid.
Thanks, Mary Shelley and Jeff Lemire.
We love them.
Okay, so then next I have World's Finest Teen Titans. This is number one. This is by Mark Wade and sorry, Manuela Lupacino. Sorry, Jordi Belair, and then Steve Wan does the letters. And I don't know, just fun little Teen Titans story. I don't really have much to say just because it's like all the rest of those World Finest books. And by that I guess mean just that Batman one or
Right.
Shazam, where it's just like having a good time watching these Teen Titans. Art's really
They're
good.
they're all Mark Wade books, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Are they in like the same, I know this might be such a stupid question, but they all in the same like timeline?
I don't really know. I would assume they're in the same universe, besides like the Shazam one, probably. Since
Right.
it's technically not like a World's Finest book, but
Oh, okay. Right.
I
That was
don't.
the only reason I asked is because I was like, oh, so he's doing all the world's finest books. But no, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, because then this one says from the pages of Batman, Superman, World's Finest.
Oh, okay. And we did see Teen Titans and
Hmm.
okay. That makes sense. I get that.
Yeah, yeah. So it's good. Good. I like it.
Very good.
And then lastly, I have Barnstormers. This is Tula Lotay, and then Scott Snyder, and it's a ballad of love and murder. It
I love love.
is,
Why didn't I get that?
I don't know, dude. You probably would have enjoyed this more than I did. But
That was the name that turned me off from it. I was like, I'm not interested in any Barnes, honestly.
So this takes place in 1927, and I don't have a lot to say because it just kind of feels like it, like the title, A Ballad of Love and Murder, it seems to kind of do what it needs to do.
Is it Nor?
I would say it's more pulpy.
Okay.
The art is great though.
Oh yeah.
It looks
So good.
real good.
Yep. It's pretty. Oh, those colors are so nice.
Yeah, so it's like it's gorgeous to look at, and it's like it's not bad. It was just it's exactly what it is. Like
Hmm.
I can't describe it any better. Like it's just like this is the type of story it is. This is how the people talk. Like done.
Very good. All right. Maybe I will check out that first one at least because I do like Tula. So,
Yeah, yeah. And I think, definitely a good reason to check it out.
mhm.
Okay, I'm ready.
For
It's
both?
us. Yeah.
Okay. Um, I can talk a little bit about it. This is
Yeah,
The Hunger and the Dusk. Did you only special order this first one?
I think so. I want to add it to my poll though.
Okay, because I had added it without even thinking about it, and I'm so glad that I did because I actually really enjoyed this.
Yeah, it was really good.
This is G. Willow Wilson and art by Chris Wildgoose and colors by, how do you say it?
Uh Mrs. I don't know.
Mizik? Mizik? Um,
Your guess is as good as mine on that one.
it looks like Ms. Azkick. So something like that. But anyway, this is just a little fantasy story about humans and orcs who are kind of working together to take down a common enemy called the shoot. Forgot what they were called. Val
About
Vangle.
I was like, I know it started with a V.
Yeah, I same. I knew that. But yeah, they are apparently very hard to take down. They've been killing humans and orcs for however long, and so they finally decide to put aside their differences and work together to try to figure it out so they can live and prosper.
Yeah, this was a really good first issue. I think it like did a really good job of like introducing the characters and the dynamics you're supposed to be ready for. And the art looks so fucking good. Like it looks so good. It's insane. Like,
Yeah, I think that was one of the things that I liked the most about it, and the colors, especially that one page. Well, I just have it here where everything is on fire.
yeah.
Like I really like how the fire and the blood look in the book. They're just, it gets so dark, and it's, yeah, very very good, and I'm quite pleased, and I know this is going to be a love story, and
Oh,
I love
yes.
love stories.
I knew it. I knew it was going to be a love story. You can definitely feel it in
Mhm.
the bones of the story. Also, can I talk about like the way this like the cover feels?
Yeah, please, because I've been doing this the whole
It
time.
feels so good. It's just perfect cover. Perfect, like just holding it in my hands makes me so happy.
It's like lightly laminated.
Yeah, it's like flat, but
Hmm.
also not.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's nice and sleek. It goes straight into that bag and board like you couldn't even believe.
It's the little things in life.
Very easy to please.
All right, so then next we have the Lonesome Hunters. This is the Wolf Child. This is a return.
Mhm. Of our friends. Um, I forget their names already.
Harold and Lupita.
Lupita. Okay, I was gonna call
I
her Luna, and I was like, I know that's not right, but
I don't think that name is right either. So Lupe.
Lupe. Okay. Yep. Yeah, they're on their little journey after the events. I don't know how to like tell what's happening in here without like completely spoiling that first story arc, but there's a sword and some things with the crows happened, and this is them continuing their little quest that they're on while being chased by religious zealots who want that sword.
Yeah, plus some weird shit in the forest.
Yeah, some supernatural wolf child.
So there's just like a lot going on. It's great stuff though. Perfect.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was a really good like comeback because it has been it's been a minute since that last story arc came out, but it
Mm-hmm.
still didn't feel like much time had passed. And reading this first issue after that little break, it was still seamless. Like I still
Yeah.
knew and was aware of everything that was happening. The time jump wasn't like so drastic that it's like, okay, where are we at right now? Like what's going on? Like it
Yeah.
was really good. It was a really good issue back.
I agree. That's a book by Tyler Crook, just so everybody knows. All right, so you ready for the next one then?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then next we have Swan Songs by W. Maxwell Prince, and this issue is drawn by Martin Simmons. Um, this is really good.
Yeah.
I was not expecting like what the story. I don't know what the fuck any of these stories are about.
No, I didn't read too into it just because I know that like W. Maxwell does like the anthologies, and each anthology is like pretty different. And the clown one that they did, I devastated me. I loved it. It was like one of
Hmm.
my favorites. But then this one is, I don't, is it like more dealing with like apocalyptic stuff? Like, is that what the anthology is? Each story is apocalypse. You don't know. I don't know. I didn't look into it.
I did not. I also didn't look into it as you do with comic books. Sometimes it was just it was who was on the book, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna do this. And this is like an apocalyptic story, and it's kind of like the lengths you'll take for love. Like it's just really really good.
I feel like that's what it's going to be, is like love. I think that's going to be the center of like what this is.
Mm-hmm. Because
Which I hope so, because this was done really, really well. And you know, I have mom issues, but this was still like very heart-wrenching.
yeah, I think that's like the thing about it is like I was not expecting how heart-wrenching it was going to be, and I think if I had been in a different mood it would have like probably like made me like cry. But
Yeah.
I was in a different, I don't know what kind of zone I was in when I read it, but I did not cry. But when I got to the end of it I was like, huh, wow, that was something. Because yeah, it's just like you don't always get a happy ending, but you get like you can at least like make an ending easier, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know. It was just really, really good. I'm excited for the next one. I don't know what's to come.
Well, and I think that Martin Simmons' art really helped with it too, especially for the apocalyptic part of the
Hmm.
story, because it really did feel like nasty. Like it felt like I was watching the end of the world.
Yeah, and some of the scenes were just like the shots in it were really well done. Yeah,
Mhm.
we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll figure out what it's about as we go.
Well, the reason why I said I think love is like the main thing is because the ad for the next one says the end of a marriage.
Yeah, I saw that.
But that could also just be something completely different. It could be an apocalyptic thing too. Who knows? But I'm very excited because of the artist that's doing the next issue.
Yeah, same, same.
Yeah, no, Swan Songs. If you're interested, these anthologies are always really good, and I'm kind of not annoyed necessarily, but I wish I would have stuck with Ice Cream Man longer,
Yeah,
just kind
I
of see. Yeah.
same, same. Yes and no. Part of me is like I got really far, but I don't know. We'll see.
There's just a lot. Like I think the reason I liked Haha was because it was like 6 issues, I
Hmm.
believe, and then that was it. And I think that's like the right amount for like an anthology of that type.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
yeah. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that.
Okay, I got a few to dash through. Uh, First I have Deep Cuts. This is number 3. This is the little books about like jazz stories. This is about a young girl and her father. Her father quits music, to raise a family, because that's kind of stuff you got to do sometimes. And
Tell that to Brayden, please.
well, you know, um, but he finds like a way to kind of continue playing music, even though it's, you know, continue on with music without leaving his family or like doing dumb stuff. It was cute. I liked it. They're fun
Is
little
it
stories.
is it the same artist and stuff
No,
every time? I can't remember.
no, it's a different artist every
Okay.
time. So it's written by Kyle Higgins and Joe Clark, and then this issue, the art is by Diego Greco, and then Igor Monti does the colors.
Okay.
So it does this really cool thing where it, like, when it flashes back in time, it kind of has a more like dot look to it. I don't know if you can really tell through
Yeah.
the pages, but it was cool. Like I said, they're just cute little stories. They're fun. You don't have to read like every single one to, it's not like a cohesive story. Each one's like a different
Right.
thing. I'm gonna move on. I
Mhm.
have Peacemaker Tries Hard. This is book number 3. This is by Kyle Starks, art by Steve Pugh, and the colors by Jordi Belair. This is just this issue is kind of Peacemaker figuring out like how he's gonna try to get Bruce Wayne his dog back, dealing with everything that's happened the past couple issues. I really do like this story. It's just really silly and a lot of fun. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right.
And then I have Once Upon a Time at the End of the World. This is issue number 7, so this is the second issue back from a little break. And this issue, they've found the past issue, they found like this oasis, and this issue, it's about them kind of building this community and the relationships they're building, and kind of how the things that are happening before things go bad. Because, things can only be good in the apocalypse for so long.
Yeah. There's always cults. So
And this feels like a cult, but not exactly. Like,
okay.
I don't know. I don't know how to phrase it. And then last of all of my books, I feel like I've done a great job of just busting through these. I have Daredevil. This is issue number 13. He has, spoiler alert, died, and now he is in hell. He is fighting both the fist god and the hand god. He has a slick white suit. He gets Foggy out of hell. I don't know. I think the next one is the last one of Chip's run.
Right.
So,
And then they'll bring it back with the new number 1.
yep, that's exactly what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't made my choice there, but we'll find out. That's it. That's all I've got.
That's all you got?
And that's all I've
Right.
got.
Let's keep rolling this
All right.
baby then. This is I Hate This Place. Mine is called Fuck This Place.
Mine is called I Hate This Place. Yes. Yes.
This is the final issue. It's issue number 10. Trudy and shoot. I feel like I'm never gonna remember these names. Well, I guess we don't need to now, but
Yeah, Gabby.
Trudy and Gabby find a way to stop what Trudy's dad has been doing, which is trying to essentially like end the world, which is God's plan, not his, it's God's. And then in the process, potentially figure out how to get all of the ghosts and stuff gone. There's a cave, there's a lot of metaphors in here. But there's also, as you know, we always say there's the essay at the back. This one is about the use of metafiction in horror movies, which I loved reading this. I thought it was a lot of fun. And then their recommended meta horror films. I just love that they call them that. So there's a lot of really good ones on there as well.
Yeah, I noticed that. I'm really sad this book is over.
Yeah, it was really fun. And it was like, the art was really cool. And yeah, the story was just like, for being a weird supernatural, like alien ghost apocalyptic story, like it was very unique.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely had a lot of stuff going on, but it was all, yeah, very good and very fun and like interesting. And I think the way that it all connected was like intriguing. And I also like the use of, yeah, like just different type of horror tropes within the story itself, and even tropes like you don't even like think of being like horror tropes, like time travel.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I was talking to someone and they got to the time travel part and they're like, I don't really know how I feel about that. And I was like, oh, I love it so much.
Yeah. It added an interesting little like twist to it
Hmm.
because like had it not had that, it would have been hard to like end it the way that it was.
Yeah. And then you're just basically like getting into like slasher horror territory, which you kind of did
Mhm.
in the first little bit of like the story itself. But yeah, I don't know. I really liked that book. I think it was a lot of fun. And for 10 issues, it's like perfect.
Yeah, yeah, I guess I didn't even put that together that like each issue was a different trope in horror movies.
Yeah,
But
they all
because it
have
was
their.
like what?
Go ahead. I said, go ahead.
I was just gonna, it was so like, yeah, I've said this before, seamless the way that it happened. So yeah, it was very good.
All right, ready for next?
Yes.
Okay. So then we have Phantom Road. This is issue number 5. This is about uh, two people who are on the road, encounter some goo boys. I have no fucking clue what is real. Like, I have an idea of what's happening in here, but I also do not have any idea of what's happening in here.
I don't, I'm going to be completely honest, I don't have any idea. And I think like this issue especially, I was just kind of like hate reading it, which
That's fair.
I don't hate the story. Like I do think the story is like it's something, you
Yeah,
know, but it's just I was reading it and I was just like, but like get to it. But like tell me what's going on.
yeah. Yeah, the addition of the gas station bear being like a real like creature was just a very strange aspect of the whole story. Just like,
Yeah.
why did this just happen?
And he's the strongest wizard that's like ever existed.
So
So
yeah,
yeah, that was apparently just the first story arc. There's going to be more.
I like you said earlier, like I'm probably gonna take it off my pull just because it's not like I don't hate it, but I also don't love it. It's not bringing
Mhm.
me joy to read, and I'm definitely not intrigued enough to keep
Same.
going.
Yeah.
I think
That
that's
is
the
definitely,
problem.
yeah, how I feel about it. Like I just don't really care. Like there's not one thing about it where I'm just like, well, I'd kind of like to know like what happens here. Like I just don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
It is what it is.
I
It's a
say
story.
I say it happens sometimes, right?
Yeah, it's just not for us. That's
Yeah.
all.
Okay, so then next we have Love Everlasting. This is issue number what, 10?
10,
9.
9.
This is by Tom King and Elisa, like Eliza,
Elsa
Elsa
Charity.
Shredy. Yes. And the colors are by Matt Hollingsworth. I still really dig this story a lot. This issue was like, oh, like really like bummed me out, but at the same time, it was just like, she's so fucking cold, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say the last page of it got me because like I was all up in my feelings this entire time. I was like, oh my God, you know, this person that she's been with for so long is like terminal and she's like not coping with it very well and she's gonna be alone and she's gonna be upset. And then it was just like she's just Joan.
Yeah, it's just like I love her so much, and I love this issue a lot just because yeah, it does take you on this like emotional ride of like I guess her kind of coming to terms with like I guess it's not like she loves this person, but she cares about them,
Yeah.
or at least like having him around, or just like yeah, even encountering his death, and then it's so I don't know, it's something I still can't quite figure out what the hell is going on.
No, and I I want to so bad. I just because like the first few issues, you get all these different stories and then we just watched her grow old and her kids grow up and get married and like leave and then all this like we grew up with them and then then it's like, well, where's Joan? What's happening with her?
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's such a weird, joyful read. Like every time it's just like so strange, and it does make me feel, and like, am I missing something? And it's like, well, I don't even care. Like, I'll just take the book in. When I
Yeah.
get to like whatever is happening, it'll be even better that way.
Yeah. It's done really well because every single issue I'm never disappointed. I'm always just like, yeah, this is a really good story.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, go
This is
ahead.
Loki. This is issue number 2. This is a Dan Waters story. Um, Loki's just, ruler of Jotunheim, god of stories. He was once trickster god of mischief, evil, and lies, blah, blah, blah. He constructed a ship at some point uh, using fingernails of the dead. And some frost giants tried to steal it. It didn't work. It kind of broke apart into several different pieces. So Loki is on a journey to go retrieve the pieces to put it back together. And this issue, Loki is in Nidavellir, but they do not want Loki there at all. So there's some stuff that happens.
Yeah, I really like this issue a lot. Like, I don't know, both the first and second issues have been really enjoyable. And in
Mhm.
this story too, it was just also like, God damn, like every time, like just fuck, man. You're not good.
No.
I guess it's also like technically not Loki's fault.
Right. And that's the thing about like, I don't know. I think that's part of the reason I like the character Loki so much is like they say what's going on and they say like this, I don't know what could happen with certain things and stuff, but no one listens because he's a liar.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, they warn tons of people like all the time about stuff that's like going to happen, and then just when it does happen they're just like, well, you guys, you didn't listen to me. But it's so hard to trust Loki on anything. And I think
Yeah.
that's my favorite part. It's like the Greek myth of Cassandra. That's what it reminds me of.
Um,
Anyway, we love Loki. The art is also really good.
I was
And
about to say, yeah, the art by Jermaine Peralta and the colors by Mike Spicer are also just like phenomenal. Like,
yeah, so good. I've been very pleased. I think like Agent of Asgard was my favorite series for years and years, just because of like how enjoyable it was and like how many emotions and feelings you feel while you're reading it. But I think this one is probably going to be my favorite, to be honest.
it's high praise right there.
It's just really good. Like I just feel
Yeah.
like Good Waters really gets this character.
Yeah, no, same. It's like weird, just like it feels right. Like,
Yeah, it's beautiful, and it does obviously take place after everything that happened with like War of the Realms and stuff like that. So
hmm.
he isn't exactly the same person as in Agent of Asgard, so there is like a bit of a difference, but I'm very pleased.
I'm happy.
I'm happy. Okay,
All right.
ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. We got Earth Divers. This is issue number what, 8?
8. Yes.
Um, do you want to talk about what's going on in here?
Basically one of the characters, I can never remember her name, from the first story arc gets taken back into the Ice Age, and she's just trying to, survive essentially, save kids. I don't know.
Yeah.
The way that this story arc so far has been written and like the way it's narrated is kind of confusing for me, just because it is like very almost like fragmented. And
Yeah.
there's like no real like this is what's happening here, this is what's happening here. It's just like a broken thought process. And so it does get like pretty confusing for me, but I still do really enjoy it.
Yeah, I would agree with you though on that like sentiment is that I think it does feel a little bit more fragmented, like the thoughts and like the story itself. And um yeah, I do really like it still, but it is like at points a little hard to follow. I think the art is also part of that as well, because it's a little like rougher, which is like it's not bad by any means, but it does make it harder to kind of keep track of like what you're really seeing.
Yeah, because there's also like a few different groups that this person like runs into,
Mm-hmm.
and I keep getting confused as to like which one is which. Um, just because again, the thought process is just kind of broken, so I'm just not quite sure like are these here to help her or are they not? Like,
Yeah.
it's a little confusing for me.
Yeah, no, I agree with those thoughts, and it's enjoyable, but that is the little bit of a downfall there.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
That's
is
all,
that all? That's all we got?
that's all we got.
Okay. We had to blow through that. We have other stuff going on in a little bit. So
Yeah, none of your business.
more important pressing things. Uh so thank you as always for listening. Go to your local comic book shops and buy some comic books, be good to your friends, be good to one another, take care of yourself and each other.
Mm-hmm.
Heather, what you got?
I don't have anything today.
Okay. Support your local libraries. I forgot that.
Yes, that.
Yeah, do that thing. And yeah, we love you and we will see you on the flippity flip.
Later.
Bye.